Hi, Cancer. This is your September 2025 reading. I'm Mystic of Venice. Welcome to my channel. I did a little meditating on your energy for this month, Cancer, and I wanted to discuss some of the themes that came up here for September 2025. Some of the things that came to me were the winds of change, uplifting joy, uplifting joyful energy, the wind beneath my wings, which is also a song, and you can look that up. Move the energy out through movement and dance. Subtle, but you can feel it. You're tuned in. You've been tuning in. And then I wrote turning question mark. Have you been turning in as well? Tuning in, turning inward. Buzz, buzz, buzz. A buzz with excitement. Shift in the energy. The new bristling of new energy. The electricity of fall frequency. Healing. What really lights you up? What steps can you take to make your life more fulfilling? Finding new ways to communicate. And then I got letting your love light shine. Let it shine, which is a Grateful Dead song. And then I got take it or leave it, putting it out there, wear your heart on your sleeve, which is the opposite of Cancer energy. So you're like pushing yourself to grow in relationships, and the deepening meaning of relationships, connecting in new ways. So I find all of this really exciting, a really exciting energy for this month, and definitely some growth and change. So why don't we pull from the Ocean Tarot deck, because it's got a lot of Cancer energy. This one features mermaids. Okay. I'm gonna clear the energy. Okay, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, guided messengers, past loved ones, Mother Gaia, Aphrodite, Venus, Ishtar, Kuan Yin, Shakti, Kali, be here now and give us the messages that Cancer most needs to hear for the highest divine good for September 2025. All right, so what do you have for Cancer? We're going to take a look at your love life, your work life, and then your just general life, your social life, health, wealth, finances. So let's take a look here and see what the messages are for today, what the messengers have for us today. Okay. One more. Okay, so I'm going to cut the deck. And we're going to lay out 3 cards for love. 3 cards for career. And 3 cards for friends and family, social life. Okay. So let's see here what we have here. In your past position of love, you have the Eight of Spears, and in this deck, this mermaid is tangled in a net that she could easily get out of, but she despairs, and she feels like there is not an easy way to free herself of these worries. But that is leaving you, that is behind you. And we'll clarify these cards to get a deeper meaning into them. Well, let's just go over them first. And then, so your second card in your present position is the Eight of Coral. And Coral is the Wands. And this is like a fast-moving action. This is like something is like making a move. You've grown, a lot of growth. It talks about fast, quick receiving messages. And as you can see in this card, like she is really moving fast, you know. Wands is fire. So, yeah. And then in the future position, you have upside down the Six of Coral. And the Six of Coral is also Wands. Let's see, and this is the Victorious card. And in the upside down position, I think it's just going to take your patience, take a little longer to get to this victorious position in your relationships. And the Six of Coral, Six of Wands in the deck is the card where, you know, the knight is on the horse and he's coming back from battle, and he's on his horse and he's raised, and everybody's down below him with their wands, and they're like praising him for doing such a good job. So let's take a deeper look into this. I am going to use the Vintage Tarot to clarify. These cards have been popping this month, and they were a gift, so I feel like they have kind of a lucky energy. Vintage Tarot. This is based on a classic Rider-Waite deck. It looks like it appears to be on like a old parchment. Okay, so what can you tell us for Cancer about this Eight of Spears in the past position, in the past love position? What message do you have for Cancer in regards to relationships in past position? Ace of Pentacles and the Three of Wands upside down. The Ace of Pentacles. This is talks about like a new practical idea, a new lucrative idea, an idea that can generate a lot of wealth and stability. So it appears that in the past you were working on an idea with this person, or some sort of lucrative way to make stability, earnings, building a foundation. And then you also have in the past position the Three of Wands, which is a card about planning for the future, planning this future stability. What else do we have on the Eight of Spears? What's this? You have a lot of choices, and maybe possibly worries, hopes and fears. You know, and you have the Devil card backwards, which is just kind of like a feeling of a little bit of a stuck feeling. Maybe it's gotten a little bit feels like work, as relationships do a lot. There could also be just like you know, in regards to this relationship, a lot of areas to work on. And you have the Knight of Pentacles. This is a slow moving knight. You know, it's not as slow as a king, but it's you know, it's a knight that takes time before making a move, because he's practical. Practical with his pentacle. So maybe in the past you've been waiting. Okay, and in the present position, the Eight of Coral, which, as I said, was the fast-moving communications, action, messages, fast-moving, passionate, working together with others in the Tower. So it's about communicating. Three of Pentacles about communicating. It's messages. Eight of Corals, fast-moving messages. Three of Pentacles is working together and planning and communicating. And then you have the Tower. And the Tower's, in this case, it's about rebuilding. Rebuilding a more solid foundation. With this Knight of Pentacles energy. And then, let's see, what else can we find out about this Tower? What is this Tower moment that Cancer is having? It just says there's like a struggle going on. There's some sort of miscommunication. The world talks about the cycle of life and the like eternal renewal, and that for every end there is a beginning, and for every beginning there is an end. And like when the snake sheds its tail, in this one it's a wreath, sometimes it's a snake shedding its tail. It like starts the next chapter of its life. And then in the future position, you have this, you know, victorious celebration. The Six of Coral. Oh, too many, but I'll take this top one. Planning for the future. Got the whole world in his hands. Whole world in his hands. Oh, it's the two. Yes, so he's planning for the future, waiting for ships to come in. Balance. Juggling a lot of responsibilities. Trying to find balance within that. And coming out of like a stuck and stagnant energy. This is the Four of Pentacles upside down. And you got the Victorious card again. So that's saying it again. It's like saying, like, you know, you go through these things and you grow and you deepen. I said it right here, the deepening meaning of relationships, connecting in new ways. So you find new ways to communicate, and it brings you out of these difficult times by planning and learning how to balance. Brings you out of this stuck energy into victory. So I really love this, what's going on here in your love situation. It definitely speaks of maturing, and like commitment, and working to make a good thing even better. So let's talk about your career here. You have these three cards. It is the Six of Spears. Moving on. Nine of Coral. this talks about the battle is over. There's no, you're still standing on guard. It's okay to drop the wand. The battle is over. And the Ace of Coral. This is a new wand. This is a new the beginning of a new chapter. And it's the beginning of a new chapter. And it's about something that you're passionate about. So this is about career. You're going to be, it says you're moving on from something that you were doing in the past. And you don't need to stand on guard anymore. I think that means like you now you can take the chance on this new growth cycle in your career. Maybe there's something that's changed. Maybe you have a new perspective on it. So let's pull some cards on what you're leaving behind in your career. What is Cancer leaving behind in their career? Ooh, this is September 2025. The King of Cups. So let's pull out a couple. The King of Cups. Heartbreak. Page of Pentacles. So this to me is like, this is a person that really loves what they do, because this is in the career. They're matured. They've worked really hard to get to where they are now, and now they're like, in the top level they can achieve for this work that they love. And they really feel torn and a little bit like heartbroken, or it hurts their heart to like think of it in the past. Hurts their heart to think of it in the past. But here they are as the Page of Pentacles, taking a new idea, and the page is like a juvenile. They're taking a new idea that they're very passionate about, and they're going to grow with this new idea. It could also be a new aspect of your same career, or a new way of working on your same career, but there is some change. Like, there's a lot of change this month because of the eclipses, and there's also a lot of change in career due to technologies and things like this, where like people are having to give up jobs they love and find new ways to make income and stability, and things just change, so that could be something, having to walk away from a career that you love. And the Nine of Coral says, the Nine of Swords, that you're guarding something, right? That you don't need to guard anymore because the battle is over. King of Pentacles. Got a lot of King energy here. This is very mature growth, and you have a lot of Pentacles here, so a lot of career energy in your career line. So this talks about a mature person who is the king of their castle, and they have all of the things that they need and want. They can help people, and they can give charity. And the king of Earth is somebody who's a good listener. He's also like top of his field here. So yeah, it appears something happens here. Let's keep going. This is your present position. For Cancer, give me a couple more messages for Cancer in this Nine of Coral, King of Pentacles. There's nothing to guard here anymore. Moving on. Yeah. It's not telling me why. Why is the Six of Swords here? If they love their job so much, they've got the heartbreak. Why is this moving on card here? Oh, too many. The Hierophant. I don't believe it in anymore. You're becoming more spiritual. It doesn't align. It doesn't align with who you're becoming because you've grown from the Page into the King. You've grown, and it doesn't align with you anymore. You're worried about getting left behind, and you need to take some time here with the Four of Swords to look within and meditate, take stock, and have the strength to know that this is the strength to figure out what is the right way to go, that this is the right thing to do. And then with the Ace of Coral, which is the Ace of Wands, this is a new idea in your future present position for career. Celebrations. This is the 1111 card a lot of people say. It's the Four of Wands. This is a celebration of something. In this case, it's also a wand. Ace of Coral. Growth. Celebrating growth in your new in your career. Judgment, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Hanged Man. So you're celebrating growth in your career. You need to use discernment. It may be something in the public, and you're worried about judgment, or maybe you don't want to judge yourself for this other career that's not aligned. You have a Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune was upside down, but it's just like on the way, and like this is a lucky energy, so you need to like pay attention to the signs of what's coming your way, and trust that the celebration card will be here. Try not to be too hard on yourself with the Judgment. You got the Hangman upside down. It's kind of like you're at a standstill. You kind of have to wait and see what comes in the future. Let's see. Wait and see what comes in the future. Like you're kind of putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself out there in this new career. And that brings the celebration card. I'm going to get one more card for this career for Cancer. Cancer. Ooh. Knight of Swords. Okay, so this is a fast-moving idea. So, like, I think that, like, lightning's going to strike. Just wait, you know. Like, wait for it to come. You're going to get this idea, this chance. And it's going to lead to the celebration, and not to be worried about judgment. All right, so in the last row here, this is your card of like friends and family, social life, like your life. This can also do with like health and wealth. This is just like the general like state of how your life is going. So in your behind position, you have the devil in your past position down here, and this, you had it earlier, right? This is a feeling of being trapped in your own life. It's behind you. The self-doubt and then the negative self-talk, that's behind you because you've grown so much in your relationships. And it looks like you're changing your career. So that's behind you. You don't have to worry about that. It's like you kind of like tackled your demons. We always have to watch out for that stuff in the future, but it's like you've moved past it, you've grown. And then you have the Six of Treasures. This is the Six of Pentacles in the reverse position. And this card is a card of good memories and nostalgia, making memories. It does speak to, a lot of times this is like a card for parents. It's like spending time with children, family. So it looks like you're like actually doing really well right now, but just like coming out of a difficult period. So if you're still feel like you're in this difficult energy, just know that like you're about to be making some good memories. It looks like you're having some really good times with the Six of Pentacles. And then you have Temperance, and the Temperance is like also about balance, giving yourself grace, being gentle with yourself. Here she's like kind of like washing herself with this. She's got her little shell. She's kind of like, almost looks like she's praying. She's in contemplation of these waters, in contemplation of her emotions, and it's about being temperate, not swinging too far either way on the pendulum with your emotions. And honestly, because you have the devil energy in the past, it kind of seems like a very welcome change. Like being temperate with yourself and with those around you. So let's draw a few cards here. I'm going to switch to a different deck to... I'm going to use the... This is the Smith-Waite deck. I don't have the box on me, but it's a Smith-Waite deck. It's very similar to the Rider-Waite, but the pictures are slightly different. So let's see here. What do we need to know about Cancer's overall life for September 2025? What's going on? The overall health and happiness for Cancer for September 2025. Let's get some insight. Spirit, can you tell us what Cancer most needs to know in order to learn the lessons and have the growth from these challenges? So let's see. So in the past position, you have Devil card. You've got the World and Victorious. You keep getting this. You're victorious. So it's like you really, really have come very far. And like it's all good. It's all good. You get your 1111 card and your celebration card. So like in the World card, the endings and the beginnings. It's about like, this is also as above, so below. Yeah, you've got the world at your disposal. I mean, like, not to mourn a past thing because it's always a new beginning, and then you've got a new idea. It's a really blessed, fortunate time for like a new way of seeing things, like a new perspective, a new way of relating to your life, a renewed what were we saying? The bristling of new energy, the electrification of all frequency, confirmation. That's confirmation, new frequency. This is a blessing. And now in this good memories time, which is the present in your life right now, Six of Pentacles, good memories, nostalgia, family, children, like that kind of thing. Family. Oh, you have a bonus card. It's also some sort of family card. This looks like a mother with her son or daughter. They're playing with birds. I don't usually leave those bonus cards in there, but that's really cool. Here. So more family. A lot of family energy right now. You're spending a lot of time with family. Ooh, the Empress. This is you right now. This is how you feel right now. You know, you've gone through a difficult time, and then you've come out as the Empress. You're very intuitive at this time. You're feeling spiritual. You're feeling fulfillment. And it talks about like divine intuition and guidance. You got the Knight of Swords, a lot of swords energy on that. And that's like again, a fast moving idea similar to the Ace of Swords. Planning for the future. And Hermit. So this talks about going within. I suspect that there is some like the idea of becoming more spiritual. Like I feel like a lot of this like new idea with all these things that are making you happy in your relationships and your life. It sounds like you're going within, you're going within to find like a deeper spiritual meaning, which in turn makes your life more fulfilling. And so that is wonderful. The Hermit talks about like finding out about like a gift, a mystical gift. This is like something that you've been studying, and this is in your current position. So I love the Hermit. One of my favorite cards in the deck. And then for Temperance, which is like that balance energy, and being soft with yourself. In the future, again, you have the war. Battle is over. You can put the wand down. You know, you're a little bit bruised, but you're standing. You're shouldering the burden, but it's like this is behind you, even though it's in the future position. It's always in behind you. Like it's like, I don't know, like changing your mindset. Changing your perspective, changing the way that you view things. Probably through that same spiritual energy that we were just talking about. And this can happen a lot too. I mean, I don't want to trigger anybody, but like PTSD is like, you know, this is kind of a card like that brings up that feeling. In your future life position here, you also have partnerships. Here, the lion with the feathers and the serpents. You know, this is like a spiritual card, and it talks about partnerships. And again, I'm feeling like a deepening commitment in your relationships. You know, doing it together, finding the temperance, putting down these old outmoded ways of seeing things, putting down the emotional baggage. And let's see here. Putting down the emotional baggage so you can partner up. What's this? Ace of Wands. Growth. A new way, a new perspective. This is amazing. Cancer. I love this energy for you. I mean, it's like you're in a time of transformation. You're like in the middle of this, going through this time. And I love that for you, you know. Love that. So, what I wanted to do is to use this water oracle, which is amazing. And this water oracle, I love this one. To me, the water, different types of water reads as like emotions, And it's a good way to get a read on the way people are feeling. That's what we got for you. Okay. I get some spirit. I want to get guidance for Cancer for September 2025. What is the message for Cancer? What is the energy they need to work with for September 2025? Please give me the best message for the greatest good. Go. Okay, so I got cenote. And we got still waters. So still waters. This talks about slowing down, getting quiet enough to tap in, to tune into the frequency, to see, to reflect on your emotions. We've got some dream catchers. There's some totems. There's a lot of protective energy. Because of the dream catchers, I would also say to quiet your mind enough to like remember your dreams or look for signs and synchronicities, reflections in nature. You know, it would be a good time, like even to do some water scrying too, if you're into that sort of thing. Because this could bring up messages for you. And then with the cenote, I love this cenote card. This has like sort of like a Mayan goddess, and she is inside the cenote. And if you have not been to a cenote before, they're like these underground pools, and they're in caves, and it's dark and it's cool and it's quiet. Sometimes it echoes. You can hear water spelunking and see fish. This one, there's also like a leopard. There's a leopard, and she's also got like fairies. So she's got a pot of rainbow liquid, and so like water always means emotions, your cups, love, and it looks like that there's gonna be, you're gonna go within to the cenote, the cave, and there's a serpent, and there's also the Mayan temple. You're gonna go into the cenote, which is like the spiritual place in your heart. You're gonna go deep within to find, you know, color in your life, and like what brings you more meaning and a greater spirituality. There's also a lot of rivers here. So I love this. I love that you have to quiet down to find the cenote in your heart, to find the place in your heart. It's also got very much like inner child vibes, to give back the water, to care for yourself, to care for your inner child, to bring that color back into your life, into your heart. This is beautiful. If you stayed with me this long, please like and subscribe to my channel, as I'm a new channel and I'd love to grow. And thank you so much. See you next month.